Have you ever struggled to come up with content ideas? Ever sat in front of your computer or camera and just been like, what the fuck do I talk about? You know you need to create content, but you just don't know what to talk about? You're not alone. Everybody has this problem. The biggest creators in the world have the same issue. They all pay me to solve this issue for them, which is constantly come up with topics for them to make videos about. It is a real problem. And also, the longer you make videos, it becomes a bigger and bigger problem. So to be efficient, I came up with a system to where we were able to film 100 videos in roughly 4 to 6 hours. Some are faster, some are longer. But at the end of the day, we leave with 100 videos, and in most cases, upwards of 150. The only way we can do this is because I've created a system to keep this nice and efficient. And today I'm gonna give you guys that exact system for free. So let's dive in. You probably heard a lot of other content experts or content coaches say that you need to narrow your focus down. You need to focus on a niche. Talk about what you're very knowledgeable in. Your niche. Nobody cares about your niche. You're not gonna get views talking about your niche. Here's the problem with that. Eventually, you will run out of people to talk to. It will work for a short period of time, but it will not work for a long period of time. So let's use real estate as an example. And you start making real estate content. If you walk down the street, maybe 1 out of 20 people might be interested in watching real estate content. Maybe even 1 out of 50 or 1 out of 100, depending on where you live. The more real estate content you make, the less people you're going to reach. So what do? You need to make broad content. You need to make content that spans outside of your industry. That is why somebody like Grant Cardone hired me and my team over 2 years ago. We've been working with him ever since, basically to make him human. We needed to put the personal into personal brand. Grant is a well-rounded person. He does real estate. He buys houses, hotels. He has nice cars. He does trips. He has a family. He's a business owner. There's a lot of facets to a person that isn't just real estate. This is where you focus if you are trying to grow your personal brand. The things that get you reach, because it's not hard to understand that I can make a video about how to buy a hotel. Yeah. That might see 10,000 views. And let's be real, out of those 10,000 people, maybe 3 of them could actually buy a hotel. And that's even generous. But if Grant makes a video, per se, teaching his daughter how to avoid paying taxes, now he reaches the world. And that's a specific video that we made that got over 10 million views. When we work with any clients in my company, Viral Edits, they're usually hiring us to help them go broad and reach new people, new audiences, more eyeballs. So the niche is the last place that we look to try to get those views. We look at them as a person. Tell me about your hobbies. Do you have any opinions or beliefs around parenting, about wealth, about finance, about working out, about life, about houses, about cars? We look at everything that regular people deal with on a day-to-day basis. And that's where we start. And that's where the virality comes from. And that's what truly grows a personal brand, because you are building a group of followers and people that are hitting subscribe, like you should do right now, to somebody's personality, not their niche. Because if you focus on the niche and you have a bunch of niche-based followers, eventually they're gonna get bored of that niche. Maybe they move on, maybe they get a new career, they don't wanna watch you anymore. You want them to follow you for you, no matter what you're talking about, because they value you as a person. So here's a tactical breakdown for yourself and how to use this today. Health, relationship, and finance. Focus on those 3 things. Ask yourself, what are your opinions? What beliefs do you have? I'm guessing you probably have 3 to 5 videos in each category where you have a pretty strong opinion or experience in how you budget your account, how many bank accounts you have, how you save your money, how you spend your money, finance. You currently follow a current diet, your current workout, your current beliefs around motivation and lifting weights. I bet you can come up with 3 to 5 videos. And then relationships. Maybe you're a parent, maybe you're a husband, maybe you're a boyfriend, maybe you're a single guy who's trying to meet women. It doesn't matter. Point being is you have opinions about things. Maybe you're a woman who's don't need a man. More power to you, sister. Point being is you have opinions and you need to state those opinions and you need to plant your feet in the ground and say what you got to say, because that's where the views happen. So next you want to break down your client or your personality. Before I go film with clients, I do a lot of research on them. I watch a lot of their podcasts. I look at some of their videos that got high views on their accounts already. There's softwares that help you do this. You can store it. You can see most popular. A lot of the apps do it, but you're looking at what's already hit for them. You're trying to just get little boxes like, hey, okay, when Ryan McGinn talks about driving cars fast, he gets millions of views. When Ryan McGinn talks about his daughter, he gets a lot of views. You can do this just by looking at somebody's account, looking at the videos that have done well, and look at what they're currently talking about, and then looking at them as a person. And usually before we go see a client, we have a 1-hour consult with them over the phone or Zoom, and we just ask them about themselves. What do you sell? How'd you get here? Do you have any kids? Do you have a family? Do you have a dog? Do you have pets? Do you have a cat? What kind of car do you drive? All of these things are most likely not being talked about currently on their profile because they're not getting the views that they want. There's a lot of different ways to do do this. And I feel like a lot of people overcomplicate this, but instead of analyzing somebody for their business knowledge or their niche, analyze them on their hobbies, their beliefs, their values, and their opinions. So here's how to tactically break this down so you can implement it today. I need you to look at yourself from an opinions and a value and a belief way of thinking. What do you strongly put your opinions on? An extreme example of this is Democrats and Republicans. You probably swing one way or the other, you have extreme opinions. What else in your life do you have opinions about? What are you willing to argue with somebody about? Those are guaranteed right now your most viral videos that you have in you. You need to get as many of those out of you as possible. And those usually come around the topics of health, relationships, and finance. An extreme example of an opinion is a friend of mine, his name's Luke Lehman. We were at an event together in Phoenix, Arizona, and we were there for 3 days. On day one, I was having a conversation with him, and Luis, who's always with me, he helps me film, overheard Luke telling somebody about the booze and lose diet. And it was just a funny story he had a client that plateaued weight loss, and he had her drink a glass of wine before her workout because she liked drinking wine. And it ended up helping her blast through her plateau. She ended up losing more weight faster. This was a funny story. He did have some scientific reasons as to why this worked, but we heard that and we're like, we have to make a video about that. So I said, hey, tell me about the booze and lose diet. And then he went into his spiel. That video for me has gotten over 5 million views across all platforms. It went viral. And it happened because I've trained myself and the people that work with me to listen for these moments. As soon as somebody says something like that, here's why I believe this. Here's why it worked. That is an opinion. That is a controversial fact. That is gonna get you views. Just like the booze and lose diet video, what beliefs do you have that contradict the social narrative or that you can factually prove has worked or that you've experienced firsthand? Next step is how do you actually capture these to keep the viewer engaged to get the views? That's what I'm gonna show you right now. So what I'm gonna share with you is how we film 100 videos in one day. Specifically, this takes anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. I've done this in dozens of niches over 100 times. So if somebody comes to me and they're like, we wanna film 100 videos in a day, we want your help, Ryan, how does this work? First step, we're gonna get on a call with you. It's gonna take anywhere from 30, 45 to an hour. We are looking for all those beliefs, those opinions, and anything about them that is cool. We're trying to make them cool to the internet. And most people resist telling the world how cool they are, but most people, like yourself watching this video, have probably done something really awesome that they're afraid to talk about. Then we take all those cool stories and we try to come up with, we'll say 5 to 10 questions about those stories per client. So if a client has, let's say 5 cool stories about them, or 5 controversial opinions, that usually can breed 5 to 10 more questions. So now we have a list and we're categorizing. The goal is to go to a client when we're there or when the client comes to us here in my studio, we have 100 hooks or topics ready to go. That's not saying that they're gonna use them all. Sometimes we scrap some, we make new ones as we go, but the point is we have 100. If we just stuck to the list, we're gonna get 100 videos that day. And on average, they take 3 to 5 minutes to film. And if you were to break down the 3 to 5 minutes for those wondering, because this is where efficiency comes in, it's usually 1 minute talking about the video, 3 minutes filming the video, 1 minute getting ready for the next video, and then you just go over and over again for 4 to 6 hours. So another thing you wanna do is you don't wanna film 100 videos in the same location, in the same shirt, so everything blends in when they see it on the feed later. Change a shirt every 10 to 15 videos. If you have the capacity to change sets and change locations, do it. But an easy hack is also film from multiple cameras. So you have one straight on like this, one from the side like this. You can do things, you can film with a phone, you can film with a camera. There's a lot of ways to take the same shot and do it from different angles. So when you see it on the feed, it looks different. We record multiple hooks for every video. That way we get a better opportunity for the video to go viral. Plus, if you do one video with 4 hooks, that's technically 5 videos. Although we don't do that for every video. We only do that for videos that we kind of get that little gut feeling, hey, this could be a good video. Let's do some hooks and maybe try it more than once. That's a feeling you get when you film hundreds of videos. So when you're filming, you want to listen for hooks. This could be a tonality change. Maybe you get more passionate about something, or maybe you say, fuck, I messed that up. And this can be managed with your tonality and your voice. This could be managed with visuals and excitement. The point being, you want to be aware of that as you film throughout the day and as you're filming each video. And then this is going to lead you into the editing process. Maybe you're editing these yourself. Maybe you're outsourcing this to an agency. Maybe you have somebody in-house. Whatever you got, whatever your resources are, the editor needs to understand this. So we have a term we call dynamic editing. And then there's also linear editing. What you don't want is linear editors. Linear editors take your file and then they edit it start to finish and they collapse the time frame. They go, I've seen all these cool videos. I know I need to cut out all the dead space. I need to add these cool captions and I need to make a fast-paced video. That is linear editing, start to finish. 99% of the editors that you hire, that you are in your DMs, are going to edit linearly. it's the most time efficient. They make the most money and spend the least time on your video. You don't want that. You want somebody that can dynamically edit. And what I mean by dynamically edit is you may give them a 3-minute file. The hook of that video may be at 2 minutes and 47 seconds to 2 minutes and 54 seconds. That needs to come to the front, and you need to build a video that makes sense with that hook. And the reason that is a hook is because maybe the tonality got really convicted and you're like, oh shit, I need that as a hook. That's what you need to train your editors to look for. That is the most important part of editing a video. If you get that right, your video views will significantly increase without changing a thing. You probably right now are already speaking like this. It's just your editor is editing linearly, not dynamically. So we introduced a concept called split testing, and we've done this for a lot of our clients, and I've done this for myself on my platform. It works the best on TikTok. But the concept of split testing is you can try out different hooks. Okay, and we've done this to the extremes. An example of this is Modern Wisdom, Chris Williamson. He's a friend and client of mine, has been for a few years now. We had a video where we posted 2 variations of the same video back to back. Yes, you can do this back to back. I recommend doing it on TikTok. Version 1 got 150,000 views and version 2 got over 1 million views. The video is exactly the same. The only difference is the first 3 to 5 seconds. It's always kind of a shock which one will do better. It might not be the one you think. I would recommend you start thinking like this and start having you or your editors edit like this more dynamically to give options to hooks, to give your videos more time to do better. And I do want to add some context. This works really well on TikTok. It doesn't work the greatest on all the other platforms. So what you want to do is test the videos on TikTok and then let them sit for a few hours. One will rise to the top. Take that video and post it on all the other platforms. So if you're getting 200 views a video, it could be something as simple as you need to split test your hooks. Look for a better hook, put it to the front and post the videos and see what happens. So the last step here is post these videos on every single platform. If you make a video, post it to Instagram, post it to TikTok, post it to Facebook Reels, post it to YouTube Shorts, post it to LinkedIn, X, Pinterest, everywhere you can post, you post. An example of this is I documented Hurricane Milton and I got 30 million views in 24 hours. It was insane. I posted 102 times across 5 different platforms in 24 hours. I was on national news. I made about $5,000 between ad revenue and I got 20,000 followers collectively across all platforms. It was the same video everywhere, no changes. So in context, the algorithms are not the same on every platform. They're all optimized for watch time. So if you make videos that keep people watching, they're gonna get views. But Instagram does react slightly different than TikTok, and TikTok reacts different than X, and X reacts differently than Facebook Reels. But the point being is, take as many swings as humanly possible, because a video might go viral on TikTok and flop on Instagram, but it might go viral on Instagram and flop on TikTok. You wouldn't know that unless you posted it everywhere. But in a lot of cases, a video does well across every platform because it's optimized for watch time and it's a good video. Take as many swings at bat as you possibly can. We are in an amazing time and opportunity on the internet right now where there is no gatekeeping. You can post as many times as you want. You will not be punished. So optimize and exploit that while you still can. So this is exactly how we film 100 videos in a single day for myself and multiple clients all the time. But just getting the content is one part of the equation. The next part is how to make that content go viral. So if you want to know how to make the content specifically go viral, watch this video right here where I break down how I've generated my clients billions of views.